prestigious national level virtual panel meet on tourism where industry experts and enthusiasts have gathered to explore the future of travel. To commence this session on a spiritual note, I have the distinct honor of inviting Mrs. Ronita R., Assistant Professor in the Department of Tourism and Travel Management at Jyotinivas College Autonomous, to kindly lead us in prayer and seek blessings for the day ahead.
Let us bow our heads in prayer. Almighty God, we thank you for gathering us today for this national level panel discussion. We are grateful for the opportunity to share knowledge, exchange ideas, and work together towards a stronger and more vibrant India. Bless our principal, esteemed panelists, moderator, faculty, and all the participants. Grant them wisdom, clarity, and insight as they deliberate on the future of tourism and the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. May this session inspire innovation, collaboration, and responsible growth for the progress of our nation. We seek your guidance and blessings for the success of this program. Amen.
Thank you, ma'am, for that soulful and uplifting play. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Saria Iram, third year BA TTGL, and Ms. Vaishnavi PS, second year BCom BL, to welcome and introduce the panelists.
A very good morning to one and all present here. With immense pride and heartfelt gratitude, I extend a very warm welcome to our distinguished panelists, respected principal, moderator, faculty members, scholars, and participants gathered here today for this national level tourism virtual panel meet on the theme Repositioning Tourism in the Vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, Strategic Frameworks for Innovation, Connectivity, and Global Leadership. This significant academic initiative, organized by the Department of Tourism and Travel Management, Jyotinivas College Autonomous, aligns with the transformative vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, aiming to strategically reposition tourism through innovation, connectivity, sustainability, and global leadership. At the outset, I humbly acknowledge our dear principal, Dr. Sister Mary Louisa S., whose visionary leadership and constant encouragement continues to elevate academic excellence at Jyotinivas College Autonomous. I also extend my deepest appreciation and welcome Sister Nalini Cruz, Manager, Jyotinivas College Autonomous, for the valuable support and encouragement. It is my great pleasure to welcome Sister Sajita Jose, Administrator, whose presence has always been crucial in organizing many such events. A special greeting also goes to Dr. Carol Stanley, IQAC Coordinator, Jyotinivas College Autonomous, for the continuous support and guidance. It is my great privilege now to extend a heartfelt welcome to our distinguished panelists who bring extraordinary academic excellence, global exposure, and remarkable contributions to tourism, hospitality, heritage, and sustainable development. We are privileged to have with us today Professor Sandeep Kulshrestha, with more than 35 years of teaching, research, and consultancy experience. Professor Kulshrestha is a senior professor and director of several entities, such as the Center for Promotion of Ecological Adventure, Health and Cultural Tourism, Academic Collaborations, the Center for Buddhist Studies, and the Madan Mohan Malviya Teachers Training Center, all at the Central University of Himachal Pradesh, Dharamshala. He also holds recognition as the ex-director at all centers of the Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management. He remains the president of Commerce and Management Association of India and Tourism and Hospitality Educators and Researchers Association of Asia. Professor Kulshrestha has visited over 62 countries on different academic assignments and has completed 15 major research projects, all funded by the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. A heartfelt welcome to you, sir. We warmly welcome Professor Prashant Kumar Gautam, He is a professor at University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. He holds key positions like Executive Council member at Central University of Himachal Pradesh, Dharamshala, and is a member of Board of Governors at Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management. Dr. Gautam has a PhD in tourism and is a gold medalist in Masters of Tourism Administration. He has formerly been the Dean of Hospitality and Tourism Department at Punjab Technical University and a member of the All India Board of Hospitality and Tourism Management. His academic associations include collaborations with illustrious institutions in France, Italy, Kazakhstan, and Cyprus. He has 15 books and 81 papers to his name under his publication and research experience. Dr. Gautam is running the UGC MOOC on tourism planning and sustainable development and has completed 4 UGC major research projects. I take this opportunity to welcome you, sir. We are honored to welcome Professor Adyasha Das, professor at the Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management. She is a distinguished academician and cultural thought leader whose work bridges tourism, heritage, and social transformation. With years of experience in higher education, she has made significant contributions to heritage and cultural tourism, psychology of tourist behavior, and human resource management and cultural cross studies. An Amazon India best-selling author, Dr. Das has penned the Chausati Yoginis of Hirapur from Tantra to tourism, the Yoginis of Ranipur Jhariyal, Tantric goddesses of Yor, and the Yogini poems Love and Life, bringing Odisha's sacred heritage into contemporary discourse. Her scholarship and literary voice have resonated internationally with readings and cultural exchanges at institutions like the House of World Cultures in Berlin and in cities like Frankfurt, Germany. Her contributions have been recognized through numerous honors, including the Surya Datta National Award for Tourism and Indian Heritage, the Chausati Yogini Samman, and accolades from Sahitya Academy and international cultural forums. I'm delighted to welcome you, ma'am.
It is a pleasure to welcome Professor Shaiju PJ, Professor in Tourism Management in the Department of History of Art, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. His research interests sustainable development of tourism, education, and social change, tourist behavior at cultural and religious sites. He published research articles in peer-reviewed journals and contributed articles to edited books published by reputed publishers. He designed an online learning program of 8 weeks titled Research Methodology for Tourism and Hospitality Management in Swayambhu platform. We are pleased to have you, sir. We also extend a warm welcome to Professor Binoy T.A., an accomplished tourism academician and researcher with over 2 decades of experience in teaching, research, and academic administration. He currently serves as professor and head department of tourism studies at the Central University of Kerala and is also a director of hospitality management. He completed funded research projects in sustainable heritage tourism, ecotourism, medical tourism, and visitor management systems. He has published extensively in UGC Care Listed and Scopus Index journals and contributed to edited volumes and national conference proceedings. An active academic leader, he has served on boards of studies and examiners across multiple universities and frequently delivers keynote lectures on sustainable and responsible tourism development. I extend my warmest welcome to you, sir. It is our pleasure to welcome Dr. Gavinola Mahendra Reddy, Associate Professor, Department of Tourism and Hotel Management at Central University of Karnataka. He is an experienced academician in teaching, research, training, and consultancy in tourism and allied fields. He has been committed to fostering innovative and entrepreneurial education in tourism and hospitality, contributing to sustainable development and addressing local challenges to align with global goals. He has over 30 publications in the leading outlets and has delivered guest lectures at several prestigious institutes. With his experience, he has consulted for projects on heritage and tourism planning with an emphasis on sustainable development heritage promotion, cultural cooperation, and socio-economic development. Dr. Mahendra has organized several training programs on tour guiding, heritage interpretation, tourism and heritage sensation, all sponsored by governments of Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. It's a privilege to welcome you, sir. We are very fortunate to have Professor Y. Venkatarao as moderator for this session. He is a distinguished academician with 32 years of teaching and research experience at the postgraduate level. A gold medalist in human resource management, he holds advanced qualifications in management and religious studies and completed a faculty development program at the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. His expertise spans tourism studies, international business, marketing, and HRM. Professor Rao has completed 6 major research projects funded by the Government of Puducherry and Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. With 6 books and 36 research publications, including international reputed journals, he has contributed significantly to tourism scholarship and policy formulation. His academic and professional contributions have been recognized with prestigious national and international awards. He has been recognized with the Tourism Education Award by the Policy Research Center, Dhaka, Bangladesh, and the National Responsible Geotourism Award by the Kantai Rover Institute of Agriculture and Rural Development, Tamil Nadu. Professor Rao has represented the government of Puducherry as an official delegate in France. I sincerely welcome you, sir. I would also like to take a moment to express our warm greetings to all sisters of Jyoti Niwas community, faculty members from various departments of institution, non-teaching and support staff for their continuing support.
We are deeply honored by the presence of such eminent scholars. Your insights will undoubtedly enrich this discussion and inspire our students, researchers, academicians, and industry stakeholders. With immense gratitude and anticipation for an engaging and insightful session, we once again welcome you all. Thank you.
Today's theme resonates strongly with India's developmental aspirations under the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. Tourism is not merely an economic activity. It is a catalyst for cultural exchange, sustainable development, innovation, and global leadership. This panel provides a meaningful platform to deliberate on strategic frameworks that can reposition Indian tourism on the global stage. I would now like to invite our esteemed moderator, Professor Y. Venkata Rao, to take over the proceedings and guide us through this session. The floor is yours, sir.
Sir, you have to unmute, sir. Sir, you have to unmute.
Yeah. So am I audible to you now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfect.
Yeah, right. So thank you very much for a wonderful introduction to all the resource persons, my fellow panel members. I also thankful to the administration of Jyoti Niwas College and especially Dr. Anila Thomas, and who actually conceived this national level the panel online tourism kind of discussion on a very important topic. So I also welcome my fellow panel members, starting from all the way from Punjab and then Himachal Pradesh to down south, even Kerala. We have very good resource persons for this the panel discussion. So in my panel, as the resource persons were introduced, so let me just announce the area of their expertise, especially for this panel discussion. So the Professor Sandeep Kulsrestha, so he is going to deliberate on skill development required among the tourism stakeholders in the context of Viksit Bharat 2047. How we can just look at the existing skills level among the tourism and hospitality sectors. And at the same time, and when we look forward, coming nearly another you can see that 20-25 years. So how we are going to develop the skills of our professionals to match with the requirements of the Viksit Bharat 2027. So that is going to be a wonderful talk by our very senior most eminent scholar, Professor Sandeep Kulasrestha. So then I have another the great resource person, Professor Prashant Kumar Gautam, who is going to talk on understanding the sustainable development goals and then its application in tourism. So when we see the emphasis on the sustainable development as far as Viksit Bharat 2047 is concerned, so the sustainable development and sustainable developmental goals from the tourism perspective is another major emphasizing area which is very much needs to be addressed to ensure that our nation is going to be a truly Viksit Bharat by 2047. So how it is going to happen, and then what extent and how in what way we can apply the tourism to ensure that the sustainable developmental goals in this context. So the Viksit Bharat 2047. So that is going to be a wonderful again session by Professor Prashant Kumar Gautam. So then the third session is all about reimagining experiential the tourism through IKS and pathway to Viksit Bharat 2047 by Professor Adhyasha Das from IITTM, the Gwalior, IITTM Gwalior, but they have the branch in the Bhubaneswar. So madam is right now in the Bhubaneswar center. So the madam is going to talk about how we can see the tourism from the IKS perspective. And so we need to just look at the tourism from our Indian knowledge system, and then take the tourism to an extent that so there is a kind of contribution to the Viksit Bharat 2047 from the the IKS perspective of the tourism. So that is the major area of Professor Adhyasha Das the talk. So then we have another one more important session, this session 4, the destination, the competency, and then smart tourism by Professor Saiju PJ from Banaras Hindu University. So I think he is going to deliberate on the destinations, the competency in terms of each destination, how it is going to be in terms of the competitiveness when we just look at the other similar kind of destinations. So now it is a time to compete the destinations among themselves in terms of attracting more number of the tourists. So then in that context, how we can just develop each destination as a smart destination by using the latest technology. So I think Professor Saiju is going to deliberate and then throw light on this particular aspect so that we are going to experience as a part of this panel discussions. So when we see the another one more the session, the fifth session, so translating Vision 2047 into action through tourism, innovation, and then entrepreneurship. So by Govinola Mahendra Reddy is the associate professor and head of the department from Central University of Karnataka Tourism Department, and he is going to deliberate again from the perspective of innovation and then entrepreneurship, and how the tourism can be taken to the vision Viksit Bharat 2047 the level. So with the efforts of all our young entrepreneurs with the innovations in the tourism sector. So he is going to deliberate on that particular aspect. The last session, so the sixth session is by Professor Binay TA, and his topic is, I think, is going to deliberate completely on the theme that is actually given by the organizers. So repositioning India tourism for Viksit Bharat 2047, an integrated strategy for multi-modal connectivity network and digital transformation, and then the global branding. So he slightly just modified the same topic in such a way that, and the title itself, the title of his talk itself is going to indicate as so what is the main essence of this his the talk on this particular the panel discussions. So they let him just talk another maybe a few minutes at the end of this the session. So then we are just going to compile the entire the panel discussions of all the resource persons. So these are the 6 sessions and 6 different the panel members, resource persons from six different dimensions on the theme of this particular no, national level tourism virtual panel meet, and that is the repositioning tourism in no, in vision of Vikshit Bharat, and it's all about the repositioning. So repositioning the tourism in the vision of Vikshit Bharat. So when we see that the strategic, the framework for innovation and connectivity and the global leadership. So in the title we have very the important the key aspects. So we need to reposition our the present tourism no, segment or a sector of economy, right? So the tourism has its own way of contribution to the GDP, and then its contribution to the nation's economy at large. So when we see that our vision of Vikshit Bharat 2047. So our the vision is to see that our nation is going to be a developed nation by 2047. Right now, we are in the developing stage. But even if you look at the economy in general, so our economy is a roaring economy and the fastest growing economy in the world, and which has got a very fascinating characteristics in terms of its expansion, ensuring in the world economy. So in that context, now we can see that our purchasing power parity, and in terms of our economy, the growth when we compare with other developed nations like in US or in Germany, or even you can see China, or you can see the Japan. So we are very close to all these the major nations, and then maybe by the time we just reach by 2040s, and no surprise that we maybe the second or even the first position in the world in terms of economic development. So when we have that kind of promising economy, so then let us look at our tourism sector, how we are going to repositioning our tourism sector. So repositioning from the perspective of the strategic way of developing a kind of framework, innovation, and then the connectivity and the global leadership. So these are the three aspects that we are going to deliberate in this national level panel discussions. So in the panel discussions, so when I just announced the topics of the fellow resource persons, more or less they are just not touching upon all these important areas like innovations and connectivity and the global leadership. So we are going to deliberate all these aspects in the six the sessions, and at the end I'm just going to again a kind of a comprehensive level compiling all the talks, and then at the end we can see that how we are just going to come out with the outcome of these panel discussions as its a real purpose for the audience. So when we see in true sense, Vikshit Bharat 2047, Vikshit Bharat 2047 and tourism, these two things. So the tourism as a whole, when I see the tourism, now we look at it as a service industry. So are we going to see the same thing, same tourism sector as service industry in the vision of Vikshit Bharat 2047? This is my question to all of us. So when we see that a strategic way of looking at the tourism now in the context of Vikshit Bharat 2047, and we need to see that it's economic growth, and then in terms of the contribution of the tourism sector. So a strategic point of view, the tourism can be a kind of a strong pillar for economic growth of the nation, and a cultural diplomacy and a social inclusion. So you can see all these are the very important aspects. So when we see that as an India approaches its the centenary of independence, so you can see that the roadmap for the tourism aim is for 3 trillion contribution to GDP, and then creating a 50 million jobs. So when we look at this particular the target that we have we are now looking at, and I'm just remembering the recent a conclave that happened in Delhi during 12th and 13th of August 2025 by FAITH, Federation of Associations in Tourism and Hospitality, FAITH. So it is a kind of 10 important the bodies the 10 important associations joined together as a policy, the making body. So there, the issue of the tourism in the context of Viksit Bharat the 2047 was deliberated. Even our the Minister for Home Affairs very clearly mentioned about the potential of the tourism and its the role in achieving the Viksit Bharat 2047. So that is the context on which we are going to look at the strategic framework for the tourism industry from the innovation perspective. So when we see that innovation perspective, especially no, you can see the innovation in the in 2047, the vision moves beyond the basic digitalization and a smart destinations management. In this context, let me remember National Digital Tourism Mission. So that is there with the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. So you can see that by 2047, as far as NDTM is concerned, and you will see that there is a lot of improvement and development as far as digitalization of destinations is concerned. Because when we see the developed nations and their destinations, so their destinations are very much developed. And then you can see that the nations the destinations and digitalization use of technology in developed nations, it is so advanced. Right. So when we see that our nations, and except a few destinations, there is no much utilization of the technology or even digitalization of the destinations, especially most of our heritage sites still digitalization processes needs to be done. So our target is now here, as far as innovation is concerned, how our heritage destinations we can just digitalize and then see match with the generation Z and then even technocrats, so that we can sell very effectively our heritage destinations. So this is one important aspect as far as innovation is concerned. So further, if you just look at the important aspects like AI powered experiences. So in terms of using AI on the destinations, you can see by 2047, digital twins of heritage sites and VR and then AR led virtual tourism and expected to be a kind of the standard for the preservation than the global outreach. So if you want to take your and especially your no, the destinations, especially our the major destinations, we need to use the technology in extensive manner. Right. So that is the one important aspect. And other the major issue that we are touching is the connectivity. So as far as connectivity is concerned in terms of infrastructure, so right now we have around maybe 120 or 130 the airports are there. But aviation sector, the target in this the period by 2047, we want to see that from 157 airports to around 350 operational airports by 2047. So how we are going to achieve that? That means we need to double our airports. So right now you can say around 150 airports. We need to make it to 350 airports. So that is the another the major target. And even if you want to just achieve and then transform the entire tourism in coming the 20-25 years. So how what way we all academicians and even young the students who are going to pursue the tourism and hospitality sector, they can see that the huge opportunity in terms of employment or even in terms of entrepreneurial opportunities, because the 2047, the vision, and then the matching the tourism sector to that level, and you can see in all respects there are many dimensional activities. So as far as innovation is concerned, as I explained, so the enormous space and scope for digitalization of the destinations, and even the young people, they can focus on the destination digitalization with the innovative practices, and you can try to match our destinations at par with the developed nations. And as far as infrastructure is concerned, especially airways and then aviation sector, so right now we have around 150 157 airports. Now we need to just take those airports up to 350 airports by 2047. So how it is going to happen? How much huge volume of the task is there in front of all of us. And in terms of you can just look at the employment as well as even the startup activities. So at the same time, you can see that the railways and the roadways, and you can see recent expansion of the Vande Bharat network to cover all the major tourism circuits, and then development of 2 lakh kilometers of national highways. So you can see that much huge network that is already in place, and then further you can see it is going to be expanded, all rail and road. So then we are our target is to match with that 2047 Viksit Bharat. And further, when you look at the niche connectivity, like enhancing seaplane and then helicopter services under the UDAN scheme, also to reach the isolated islands and then Himalayan destinations. So the efforts are already in pipeline by the government of India and various the ministries, and then they're all working in a collectively in a very cohesive manner to ensure that so all segments of our tourism, and it is actually taking towards the Viksit Bharat 20 no the 47. The another third important issue that I would like to highlight before I just look at my panel, the members, the panel resource persons to share their thoughts on their the given topic. So when I look at the third important aspect, like the global leadership and sustainable growth. So as far as the global leadership is concerned, so if you see in India, we have our ancient knowledge, and we have our own Indian knowledge system, ancient knowledge system, which has a rich rich the stuff, I can say that rich data, which is very much relevant to the present context, or even the present the digital the society. So where you can see that our ancient knowledge which we can use for our even the modern life of various issues. So maybe health related or even life related, many things are there. In this context, again, we need to look at the sustainable tourism perspective from the life movement. So life movement in the sense, it is all about lifestyle for environment. Life movement in the sense, lifestyle for environment. It is called life, LIFE. Right. So this aligning tourism with the lifestyle for environment initiative, focusing on the zero waste policies in fragile zones like Lakshadweeps and then Andamans. So when you see that the lifestyle movement in terms of aligning the tourism with the lifestyle for the environment, and you can see that when we are with the nature, when we are aligning with our environment where there is a coexistence, and then you can see the sustainability. Say for example, when the tourism is going beyond its the boundaries and the limits, so what will happen in the ecosystem, the environment? So there is a more a kind of contribution of the human the mobility in the name of the tourism, that is going to the change the ecosystem, and then end up with the kind of pollution, or even effect on the culture, or even effect on the climate, or you can see the negative side of the tourism. So now the tourism we need to drive in this the dimension of Viksit Bharat 2047. So we need to look at the sustainability from the point of how we can just the drive our the tourist towards aligning themselves with the environment to ensure that there is a ecosystem eco balance when we are operating the tourism in the society. So that is the one dimension when you look at the global perspective. So for that we have enough knowledge in our ancient the scripts, so we can use that the knowledge, and we can just give the kind of a direction for the entire world, how the people can live with the nature, how people can just align with the environment. And even that we pray the trees, we pray water, and we pray because we take everything as an important element of the human. But the same thing is not there in the so-called developed countries. I wish to state with a great respect to other the developed nations, but here we have everything, and we give utmost respect to the elders, we give utmost respect to the environment, and then environmental resources, the nature, we pray the nature. Nature is a part of our worship. So when we have this kind of the wisdom and knowledge, and let us just highlight this and promote it in the world, and take it to the next level, and give a kind of global leadership from the tourism perspective. So this is one. The another important thing as a global leadership, the global branding is aiming for the 100 million foreign tourist arrival by 2047. Right. So 100 million foreign tourist arrival by 2047 through the tourism diplomacy. So we need to just increase our no the foreign tourist the footfall, and because when you compare with even small countries, our foreign tourist footfall is less. So why? So we need to look at that, and there is a huge scope again for the young entrepreneurs and the young tourism professionals or even hospitality professionals. How you can just how you can just re-engineer or reorient the entire service that we are providing in India, right? So when you are re-engineering the entire your services, hospitality, even the tourism, the packages, when you compare with the other nations, small countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and those packages and those the service, the cost and then quality, and then when you compare with others, and we need to just enhance and improve. So there also there is a lot of scope for the young professionals. So in that context also, we can just see that how we can just come out with a kind of diplomatic tourism diplomacy, which includes the smart lining of e-visa. Like currently, for 167 countries, that we have that the facilities, and we can just expand that export. No, we can just all the activities, right? So this is the one important dimension. And then when we see the when I just said that our target is the trillion, the contribution to the GDP, and the transitioning from the current 250 the billions contribution. So right now you can see our contribution, the tourism industry contribution to the sector is 250 the billion the US dollars. So when you see that our target, so 3 trillion US dollars economy, by optimizing the challenging based on the destination development, the models, we need to look at the how we can just reorient the entire destinations, keeping in mind our Viksit Bharat 2047. So once you just enhance the destinations, develop the destinations, keeping in mind our the vision Viksit Bharat 2047, so we are able to attract, and then we are able to see that our the target. So let me just sum up my the brief introductory talk about the panel discussions. Let me just sum up my three important aspects on which I just deliberated. Like infrastructure, it is all about multi-modeling the connectivity. That is the important focus. So there you can see that our 350 airports by 2047 is our target. And at the same time, if you look at the port, the port's capacity, so that we need to take up to the 10,000 metric tons per annum the performance. So these are the targets in front of us, and you can see how much space is there for us in this the 20-25 years of the span. And further, if you look at the second important thing, innovation, digital transformations. So as I mentioned in the beginning, so national digital, the digitalization of the tourism, the mission, NDTM. So we need to just use extensively the AI, and then the convert the destination as a smart destinations. Now we are talking about the smart tourism and the smart the cities, and now even the destination wise, we need to look at the smart way of the presenting the destinations for the the generation Z, the tourist. So then at the same time, when you look at the sustainability point of view, we have to just look at the ecological balance. And then we have to just develop the tourism aligning with the life, that is the life for the environment, and aligning with the environment. And there you are looking at the green financing and the zero waste policies. So these are the important things. So when I see the last one, leadership at the global level, so we need to take more global market share. So how we are going to increase our footfall, foreign tourist footfall in our nation, and at the same time how we are going to expand so that and up to 3 trillion US dollars GDP contribution. So that is the another important the dimension of our the tourism sector. So with this, let me just look at our the resource persons based on these introductory the remarks that I made about the three important aspects like infrastructure, innovation, and the global the leadership of the Indian tourism, how we can take it to the the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. So what kind of the innovation is required, and what is the level of infrastructure is required, and then in what way we can give the leadership for the globe from the tourism perspective. So let us listen to the panel members, and every panel member will be given around 10 minutes. and kindly just share no, your thoughts on the given the topic, and then let us just no, have a kind of no, question and answers at the end of the no, panel, the resource persons presentations. So can I look forward to listen Professor Sandeep Kulashrestha, sir?
Professor Venkatrao for detailed note on the topic and the theme. Before I start the discussion, let me extend my sincere thanks to the Jyoti Nivas College principal, faculty members, and of course the coordinator of the program, Dr. Kamala Thomas. Dear friends, students, when we talk about the Viksit Bharat, Professor Rao has given detail. But if I have to sum up this Viksit Bharat 2047 concept 2047, there are three important pillars. One is called development, second is the self-reliance, and third one is the sustainability. When we talk about all these things, this tourism play a very, very important role. As a student or as a scholar of tourism, the bottom of the pyramid is dominated by MSMEs. If you refer the tourism, of course, contribution of tourism, the GDP has been witnessed by the global community. Examine the tourism, critically examine the business model, examine the top. Talk about this bottom of the pyramid, we realize that still we are lacking about the skills so far as the grassroots level players are concerned. Dear friends, when we talk about the present ecosystem for the skill development, or when we talk about the future ready skill ecosystem, we realize that there is a national policy of skill development. You also know that you also know that NSQF is the National Skill Qualification Framework, NEP, PMKVY, so many things are there. But I'm sorry to tell you, in spite of all these things, we are not able to catch hold the last target. A very interesting example. There is a NK National Skill Qualification Framework under the Ministry of Skill Development. And when we talk about the tourism, except the tour guiding, they don't have any specific module for the training when we talk about the training. Dear friends, in the last few years, there is a concept called Human Development Index. And when we talk about specifically about tourism, the happiness index is also very, very important. So as a tourism professional or as a tourism scholar, while you are working upon the skill development, personally I feel we have to find out three important things. One are the stakeholders. And very simple. You cannot enlist the stakeholders because it's depend upon the situation to situation. It's depend upon country to country. But there are certain things. Once we are moving from our home to the tourist destination, maybe by air, by train, or by surface cross, how many people are there with whom you have the encounter, a tourist has the encounter? Maybe a parking staff, maybe in the train also. When we talk about the train travel, porter, even the staff. Similarly, talk about the aviation or airlines. Right from the safety and security, parking staff, immigration staff, so many people are there with tourists have the headcount. So we have to find out who are the stakeholders. Because when we talk about the tourism, The GM of the five-star hotel is not coming in front of you or the tour operator or travel agent. It is the grassroots level people, those are coming to interact with the tourists. So this is very, very important for the stakeholders. We can enlist those stakeholders segment-wise. Dear friends, the second important aspect when we talk about the skill development is the skill gap. What we are expecting and what exactly is there. There will be a wonderful tour guide, but if he is working in the Bangalore, he does not know how to handle the Chinese tourist. He is saying hello, they are not very happy. So ni hao is very interesting and very important. Similarly, if the tourists are from Italy, ciao or grazie, or so on, like Spanish tourist hola. What I'm trying to tell you, we have to find out where the skill gap. The third thing is where the institution can play an important role. Not only institution, but there should be a synergy. There should be a combined effort where the academic institutes, industry, as well as the government. With their partnership, they can enter into the capacity building. So first is stakeholder, second one is the skill gap, and third, which is very important, is the capacity building. Dear friends, when we talk about tourism, you all know, you might have studied about the Viksit Bharat 2047 concept. But when we talk about tourism, there are four important pillars. One is called the youth. It is the high time we have to involve our youth. Yes, youth are the symbol of the nation. So we have to inculcate that what are the various areas where we can impart the skills. And when we talk about the skills, it is not merely the skill, rather new skills or upskilling is also very, very important. 5 years back, we all have witnessed during the corona, this skill become an important aspect, and upskilling and reskilling was also very, very important. So one is the youth, and second one is the poor. The poor means the grassroots level people of the destination. Not only the destination, even when you are passing from the particular area. Even en route also, who are the people to whom we have to impart the training. And when we talk about them, they may be craftsmen, there may be artisans, and so on. Even street, the people who are selling the product street, for example, street vendor. When we talk about the third pillar, that is called women. Women are considered the soul, the life, mother. So this is the third important aspect. Some can impart the training or cannot skill the women. Dear friends, you know about India, it is so unique. So the farmers are the fourth important aspect. When we talk about the rural tourism or when we talk about tourism, all these are important. Friends, farmers are people those can provide experiential tourism to the tourists, to the client. Dear friends, social development. We have to find out the skill development for the upliftment of the society and the vocational training. So, dear friends, what are the areas? Rightly, Professor Rao mentioned that digital technology is one of the important aspects. And when we talk about the digital technology, it should not concern only the top management. It should not be concerned with the top brass of the companies or travel companies or the destination management company. It should come to the grassroots level. Even a rickshaw puller or a taxi driver, he must have the sound knowledge about the artificial intelligence, analysis, no, a virtual imagination, I still recall last week, Professor Abhyasha Das and Venkat Rao, along with Professor Prasad, we were in Cambodia last, and I was so happy to see the tourist guide, how nicely he was using, he was showing the 1,000 temples, and then he added a new picture there. You can see how it to like the temple. So imagination is also very important. And of course, offline acts are also very, very important. And digital technology training or skill should come to the grassroots level. Unfortunately, we are conducting this middle management topics. Yes. When we talk about the sustainable practices, operating practices, we all know, and Professor Rao also has mentioned, you refer Bible, you refer Quran or Hadith, you refer Ved or Upanishad, everywhere people, our ancestors have discussed about the sustainability aspect. So, of course, formally it was mentioned by the United Nations as 17 SDGs, different youth and local community. We have a wonderful example of Sikkim or the Upper Himalaya, where how nicely they have been involved, the youth are involved as well as the local community. So community-based tourism is also very important. During the upcoming, next few years again, the adventure, rural and health heritage will come, and all have to explore that how well we can manage. So now my last point is that, dear friends, dear students, the important question is what the educational institute can play an important role when we talk about the skill development. So professors, you may not be having experts. Those are good in the skill development training. So because teaching is something different and training is something different. So there you can shake the hand with the training institutes. And then when we talk about the training, this training can be a small capsule program like apprenticeship, or the students can be taking something else, internship, but at the same time, the outside expert can be invited in one way. Second way is that your own student can be deputed to the nearby villages, to the nearby tourist destinations, tourist attraction, where they can conduct training, maybe for hour basis, even for 1 hour of the 20 minutes, with different stakeholders, they can move around. And this is how the synergic effect or impact can be reflected in the society. I think my 5 minutes is already over. Thank you very much to the organizers who have given me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your extraordinary, the points that you added to enhance the value of this particular national level, symposium or even panel discussion. So I'll just sum up the key points at the end. So the next, let me invite Professor Prashant Gautamji. Please share your views on the theme and chosen topic of yours. Please.
Thank you, Venkatrao sir. I hope I am audible.
Yeah, you are very clear, audible. Please
Thank you,
go
sir.
ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And very good morning, dear students. I can see you in good number. Very good morning to all of you. So, dear students, I will be keeping my deliberation focused upon the delivery part of Viksit Bharat 2047. And here I'm going to apply the two concepts. One is the concept of sustainable tourism development, and another concept which is somewhat related with the carbon credits, which all of you can use in your future life. Dear students, I will start with the story. I just narrated this story a few days back. We were, me, Venkat Rao sir, Adyasha ma'am, Sandeep sir, we all were together, and we were there to attend one international conference on sustainable tourism development. And there one story came to my mind and I shared with my colleagues there. So today I'm going to share the same story with you. What happened? There was a school. So in school, one fine day, what happened? It was a kindergarten school. So what happened? That school people, they invited the parents of the kids. And they asked the parent to sit in a room. The parents sat in a room and they were given one envelope. That envelope was consisting of 2 papers and few colors. And then the authority, they asked the parents to make one painting. So parents, they got excited. They went into their childhood and they made very good, beautiful, colorful paintings. They started making. The authority said, there is only one condition, that you can use only the resources which is available to you in this packet. You can't bring your own color or like that. So it's only which you have to use. So, okay, parents, they did a lot of things and they made some beautiful paintings. And they were asked to come out of the room. And then their kids, they were asked to go inside the room and they were asked that go and sit on the table of your parent. They were assigned some numbers and the students, they sat on their table. And then the students, they were asked, the kids, they were asked that please make painting. But you have to use the leftover things by your parents. So now what happened? In paper. So at one paper, the parents, they made a drawing and maybe some they spoiled that page also. Some pages were left. They used all the beautiful colors, only black, grayish color they were left. And now the kids, they were drawing, they are making paintings, they were making drawings of dull color, blackish, grayish. Dear friends, this is the concept of the sustainability. Sustainability means it was coined in 1987 by Brundtland Commission, which said that we are having this much resources only. So whether you utilize these resources or keep it to the future generation, or think about something that you can make these resources in such a manner that these resources can be kept or can be rebuilt for the future generation. This is the concept of sustainability.
Professor Prashant?
Venkat sir, am I audible?
Yeah. In between, there is a pause.
Yeah,
now it's all right.
There was some.
Yeah, now it's all right. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So, dear students, what happened? Then in 2015, the United Nations, they thought on same lines. They said we have the limited resources. They said that we have a population. We have to cater to the needs of the population also in such a manner that these resources can be kept for the future generation. This was the concept of sustainability. What happened? In this manner, in this case, I'll say that Mahatma Gandhi, I read somewhere one quote by Mahatma Gandhi that earth has everything to satisfy everyone's need, not greed. What a beautiful quote by Mahatma Gandhi. It depicts the core concept of the sustainability, that how sustainability can be done. So the goals of the Viksit Bharat, they are more focused upon the youth. So you people, you are going to be little older during 2047 also. So you have to keep this earth in such a manner so that it can be utilized or it can be available to the next generation in such a beautiful state. I must say I belong to the millennial X generation, Gen X. I tell you frankly, you people can say that this generation was not good. I got some beautiful hill stations in India, which were transferred to me by my previous generations. Now just see what my generation or my next generation, they have made a hell out of those destinations. How we people are behaving like a tourist. Few days back, I just quoted that me, sir, we all were together in a conference. And while coming back from the conference, I started writing one research, maybe one article, and I have titled it, as a tourist, we Indians are failing. We are not behaving properly. We are going to become a tourist with a bad name. This is the high time, dear students. This is the high time. Even we have to think about in a very responsible manner. We have to think about in a very responsible manner. Please, I appeal all of you who are present here. Please think about the tourism. Please think about the future of the tourism. Whether you are acting as a tourism intermediaries, whether you are acting as any type of this tourism stakeholder for the betterment of the tourism, please take care that if you are going as a tourist also, how you have to behave. In this manner, the education is going to play the most important role. We as a tourist, we are not behaving properly. I have read a lot of articles on it. Respecting others' culture is also a part of the sustainable development goals. Although at one point of time, our government is putting a lot of initiatives. So we are heading towards a Viksit Bharat in terms of the, if we say that infrastructure development in the country. Infrastructure may be anything, roads, whether ports, whether railway, whether air connectivity, or maybe other things, like we are going to make our cities smart cities, providing them sustainable energy resources. Such type of things, but we have to make all the stakeholders as part of the developmental process. Only then we can say that we can achieve the goals of the sustainable development goals or goals of the Viksit Bharat, where there will be no discrimination with anybody, where we all will work together for the betterment of our country, for the betterment of the environment, for the betterment of everyone who is present on this earth, which is the core concept of we can say it is the concept of the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Nowadays, dear students, I tell you, nowadays, this is not only what we'll say, it's a charity only. It's a hardcore business. You might have heard about one very good project which is known as Vantara. It is started by Ambanis, the family of Ambanis. What they are doing? At one point of time, they are saving a jungle and saving some animals also. They are, what we can say, they are rehabilitating the animals in that particular jungle. So they are not doing charity, just only charity. They are saving the carbon footprints so that they will get, like, if somebody is doing charity, he will be definitely, there are lots of scheme of the government which will provide you some kind of the impetus for your business. As a tourist or as a tour operator, if I'm operating a tour which is having lesser number of the carbon credits carbon emissions, definitely I can claim something from the government that I have done this much for the environment. Similar the case with the educational institutes also. Your institutes must be a NAAC graded institute. Then there are definite parameters that if your institute is utilizing alternative energy resources, if it is in rainwater harvesting, if it is undertaking such kind of programs, then definitely the ranking will be on higher side. So these things can be turned into a business opportunities. It can be turned into business opportunities. And in tourism, just take example of one air flight. Around 1 lakh units of carbon dioxide they are being emitted to carry one passenger from Trivandrum to New Delhi. See the impact. It's our traveling. The impact of our traveling is huge. That's why we need to think about the alternatives in this particular manner. Only then I can say we will be in a position to achieve the targets of the Viksit Bharat 2047. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Now let me look for the next the speaker, Professor Adhyasha, madam. Please, it is your turn.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, sir, for the invite. And let me start off. Let me just ask whether I'm audible or not, because that's the standard question we do in a virtual meet.
Yeah. Yes, madam. For me, it is very clear.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll take that as positive, and I'll start off from there.
Sure.
So at the outset, I have immense privilege in conveying my greetings to the students of Jyoti Nivas College Autonomous, because I presume that the entire virtual meet, this very prestigious national level tourism virtual panel meet, is because of all of you. So a big hello to the future of the tourism industry. At the same time, I would also like to convey my regards to this very, very esteemed panel, which has people like Professor Sandeep Kulshresht, Professor Prashant Kumar Gautam, Professor Shaiju, Professor Binoy, Dr. Mahender, and we have as the moderator, esteemed Professor Venkat Rao. And I must thank Dr. Anila Thomas for the invitation. Let me immediately, head off to what I'm talking about today. And I think as the moderator, sir, has already explained to all of you, that today my topic would be something which is close to my heart. I would be talking about the impact of Indian knowledge systems on a very important branch of tourism that is coming up, and that is the experiential tourism. So, as I know you students are very fond of stories, let me start with a story just exactly like Professor Prashant sir had done. This is actually not a story, it's an experience that beautifully captures the essence of experiential tourism in India. A few months ago, a traveler from Europe arrived in Odisha with a very simple itinerary to see temples and monuments, because I think I represent IITTM Bhubaneswar, which is in Odisha, and Odisha is identified the world over as a land of temples. So like many visitors, he expected a brief walk through heritage sites, few photographs, and perhaps souvenirs to carry back home. And I must also agree with what the previous speakers have said, that recently we have just visited Cambodia. We've come back with a lot of reflections where we realize that tourism in India is at crossroads, and we need to definitely rethink the direction of the future. So let me come back to the traveler. One morning, he had traveled to Konark. Konark is the only UNWTO, UNESCO World Heritage Site in Odisha. So he stood before this magnificent Konark Sun Temple, and as the guide began explaining that this temple is in the form of the chariot and there are 12 pairs of wheels and 7 horses, etc., the traveler suddenly realized that this is just not a temple. It is a cosmic diagram in stone. where architecture, astronomy, philosophy, and art come together. This was a big moment for him, and later that afternoon, he was invited to a simple village meal in the nearby, village. The host explained why certain foods were prepared according to certain seasons, why spices were balanced carefully, and how food itself was considered medicine in the Ayurvedic tradition. What began as lunch became a conversation about balance, wellness, and the philosophy of nourishment. By the evening, the traveler remarked something very striking for all of us. He said, I thought I came here to see monuments, but what I have experienced is a civilization explaining itself. This, dear students, is the meaning of experiential tourism rooted in IKS or in the Indian knowledge system, about which I'm going to briefly discuss with all of you. So, the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 definitely calls for a transformation. We've been talking about successful tourism models all around us. So, it calls for a transformative development paradigm that is economically robust, socially inclusive, environmentally sustainable, and culturally rooted. So, within this framework that I have just outlined, tourism emerges not merely as a service sector, but as a strategic instrument of civilizational expression and economic acceleration. It has to be related to economic acceleration. To expand tourism's contribution to national GDP and generate large-scale employment, the need to reposition tourism beyond transactional level towards transformative engagement becomes absolutely imperative. So let's come to experiential tourism, which is often defined as immersive, participatory, knowledge-oriented travel, which aligns closely with this aspiration. Contemporary travelers, the new age travelers, people who are like you, increasingly seek a very key word, a buzzword they are using called authenticity. They are seeking for meaning and cultural depth rather than passive sightseeing. India, as one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations, possesses a very unique advantage in this regard. The Indian knowledge systems, encompassing wellness sciences, ecological ethics, architectural cosmology, performing arts, agricultural wisdom, hospitality philosophies, all of this together, they offer an intellectual and ethical foundation for designing tourism experiences that are both globally competitive and culturally grounded. So integrating IKS into experiential tourism repositions India not merely as a destination of monuments, but as a living repository of knowledge. This integration enables a shift from heritage as static display to heritage as lived pedagogy. In doing so, tourism can contribute simultaneously to economic growth, community empowerment, environmental stewardship, and cultural diplomacy. And remember, all of these are the core pillars of Viksit Bharat vision. I will just outline few cases because I know that there are many other speakers here as well. The first one is to do with wellness. And for this, let us go to the Ayurveda and yoga retreat models of Kerala. Kerala's Ayurveda retreats provide a compelling case of knowledge-based experiential tourism. Unlike generic spa tourism, authentic Ayurvedic centers integrate seasonal regimens like Ritucharya, dietary prescriptions, pulse diagnosis, and classical therapeutic frameworks drawn from ancient treatises. When combined with yoga modules in Rishikesh and Mysuru, etc., these models demonstrate how wellness tourism becomes knowledge immersion rather than only recreational consumption. Such experiences attract global visitors, as you all know, seeking preventive healthcare and spiritual depth. And so it has strengthened India's position as a wellness capital. Let us now move to, India as a land of temples. So the sacred architecture as cosmological experience, and I will give the example of Konark as I have always done since I'm from Odisha. The Konark Sun Temple exemplifies architecture as encoded knowledge. In fact, let me tell you, most of the temples in India have been built on very sound scientific principles. So this temple, which is designed as a monumental chariot of the sun, its sculptural program reflects astronomical alignments, temporal symbolism, and ritual cosmology. Curated interpretation through guided thematic walks, light and shadow studies, or equinox-based experiential events can transform visitor engagement. So this is where your role comes in. that the future of tourism has to change. We have to have a relook at the way we are offering our products to the tourists. The next is, again, something which is very close to my heart, the feminine sacred geography and community linkages. I will give you the case study of Chaushati Yogini Temple of Hirapur, which is a sacred space as a point of philosophical inquiry because it is a circular tantric architecture which foregrounds feminine divinity and esoteric knowledge traditions. There are lots of visitors, travelers who come from US, UK, Europe to visit this temple. So community-led interpretation, community has to play a role in this. Women-guided heritage walks and craft revival initiatives inspired by Yogini iconography can create tourism circuits that integrate gender discourse, spirituality, and livelihood generation. So just to give you examples to show how IKS and experiential tourism can go hand in hand. The next would be agro-rural and culinary wisdom in regions of Uttarakhand and Sikkim in India. Organic farming traditions rooted in indigenous agricultural calendars provide opportunities for immersive agro-tourism. So concepts such as rasa, virya, vipaka from the Ayurvedic dietary science can inform curated culinary journeys where travelers participate in harvesting, traditional cooking, seasonal food practices, and these experiences strengthen farmer incomes while preserving knowledge systems. So it becomes a sustainable option. Then we can talk about the intangible heritage as participatory learning. There are several examples. I will just touch upon few. Kerala itself has a number of examples like ecological ethics, etc. So when we talk about intangible heritage, let me give you the example of Tamil Nadu, the residency style tourism centered around the classical dance forms of Tamil Nadu, handloom weaving in different parts, pottery traditions of Rajasthan. These enable travelers to engage directly with the practitioners. This aligns with experiential tourism theory, which emphasizes active participation and knowledge acquisition. So let me now try to sum up. Reimagining experiential tourism through Indian knowledge systems offers India a very unique and distinctive pathway towards achieving the aspirations of Viksit Bharat 2047. This model transcends conventional growth metrics by embedding tourism within civilizational continuity and ethical development. The strategic imperative, however, has to be three pillars, three transformations, from passive sightseeing to participatory learning, from cultural commodification to knowledge interpretation, from economic extraction to community empowerment. If thoughtfully implemented through policy alignment, and as the Venkat sir was just mentioning, the digital infrastructure, academic integration, experiential tourism grounded in IKS solely can become the defining factor for the future of tourism in Bharat, not merely as a competitive tourism destination, but as a global leader in knowledge-driven travel. By 2047, India's tourism success should not be measured solely by footfall, solely by visitor numbers, but by the depth of understanding it imparts and the sustainability it ensures. However, as I leave all of you, I also must tell a little bit about what is there in it for you. The question that students always ask is, what is there in it for me? Just a small thing as I end my talk is students will play a pivotal role in shaping this vision of experiential tourism rooted in IKS. Why? As the future scholars, professionals, as the future interpreters of our heritage and tourism, you are the ones who can act as vital bridges between traditional knowledge and contemporary tourism practices. Your engagement in various products, starting from heritage walks to community-based tourism projects to sustainable destination planning, these are the ones that will foster stronger connections between institutions, local communities, and travelers. So, dear students, in doing this, you are not just going to learn more about tourism, you will also become active custodians and innovators who will help translate India's civilization knowledge into meaningful experiences for the world. Let me end with one line. How many travelers leave India transformed, having experienced not just a destination, but a civilization? The answer is many. So I end with this. Think about it, and I will share my paper as well, if you would like to read it later. Thank you very much for your time and attention.
Thank you, madam. In a very nutshell, you brought everything in one package in a short time and enlightened the huge the mine is like a knowledge mine, Indian knowledge system, in the sense it is a no, endless mine. So that you brought everything in a short time, madam. Thank you so much. So
Thank
maybe at the end, I'll just take some of the highlights of your talk. Then I'll try to sum up at the end, right?
you.
So
Sure.
with this, thank you very much for your valuable contribution. And maybe Professor Saiju, just the hold on, and I would like to just give 10 minutes break for students since they are sitting for quite long from 10 o'clock onwards. So it is almost all 11:25, 1.5 hour. So we will just give 10 minutes break. Maybe we'll come back again. So by 11:38, then I will take Professor Saiju and then we will carry forward. Okay, it's all right.
All right,
Thank you,
sir.
Dr. Saiju. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Saiju. And
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Anila, madam, please, we will have 10 minutes break.
Participants, please note you will be having a 10 minutes break. Make sure you will join in the same link after 10 minutes.
Professor Saiju, just let me find out the readiness of the audience.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
By the way, sir,
Yeah.
this is the first time I am getting a chance to speak in front of you.
Thank you. It's my opportunity, Dr. Saiju. I feel it in that way. And of course, we met earlier in, I
Yeah.
think, in some occasion.
Yes,
But this now, I think, first time online platform.
it's
So-
privilege for me to have a panel with so much of esteemed people around.
Thank you. Thank you. We are all from same family. I always, take it in that way. And because it's a very small in size,
Yeah,
we have so much intimacy.
yes,
Though
true.
we don't have much rapport, but I feel the Saiju means it's very close to my heart. I feel in that way.
There are very few names in Indian Tourism Academy community. One is yours.
Thank you. So,
Today
Dr.
we
Anila,
have a
madam?
holiday here. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because of Holi, you said yesterday, 3
Yes,
days continuously you have holidays.
yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. So we don't have holiday, but yesterday it was optional holiday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, since Holi is not that much
Yeah,
popular festival in South India, so
yes,
it is
yes.
an optional holiday only.
Okay.
Since our campus is with good number of Northeast students,
Yeah.
university level, so we organize festival, Holi
Oh,
festival. Yeah.
okay.
So that is there every year.
Uh-huh.
So, Dr. Anila Thomas.
It seems they may take a few more minutes because students must have
yeah.
gone out.
Yeah. Maybe we will talk in between.
You were also part of this Cambodia visit, sir?
Yeah. So we were there, and rightly our Prashant sir mentioned, if you see the Indian tourist, the tourist, when we are outside as a tourist in other countries, how we are, we can see ourselves in
Yeah.
terms of our the way you look at the destinations and then way you behave on destinations. When you compare with other counterparts, especially the white people who are next to us on the destinations, so we could see something the different. Means we need to uh, learn a lot in terms of behavior on the destination. I hope Professor Adarsha madam also
Yeah, we
accept
all
on
had
that.
similar experiences. Nice to
Yeah,
see you, Mr. Shaiju, after a long time.
Ma'am, it's a privilege for me. I was telling Venkatrao sir that my teachers are there in this panel, and the first time I'm talking. How are you,
We
ma'am?
had all good. My mind is so full of Cambodia that in every class now I'm teaching more about that. So it was a good learning lesson in several ways.
Madam, I think you might have noticed me on the destination. I was busy in clicking photographs and taking small video bites.
I have noticed, we have noticed you very well. I have told ma'am that he's taking everything he'll use in the classes. You have not missed out any, even in the bus you were
Nothing.
taking.
Yeah. Now what I did, madam. So I have divided entire this 4 days our tour into 18 folders, 18 parts.
Okay.
So each part is one small video clip with photographs as well as video bites also.
Oh, that is wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. So each one I'll show it to my the students.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, including madam, where we went for our lunch and dinner. Lotus restaurant. So that street also, the pub street also, I have taken the street photographs and the small videos also.
I have not missed that. We have seen you taking pictures of the streets also.
Yeah. I have taken those things.
Yeah, that's very good.
Because
very
as a tourism professionals, we need to show to our students. Yeah. How is the lifestyle? Yeah, everything.
Yes. Yeah.
The students are back, I think. Many of them are.
I think. Yeah, I'm just trying to get Dr. Anila. So, Dr. Anila, madam?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Shall we start?
Yes, sir. We can.
Or if you want, we can wait 2 minutes.
Oh,
Should
yes.
wait another 2 minutes? Maybe some
Yes,
students yet to
yes,
join.
yes.
In the
That will be
back,
great.
no, in the hall back, there are some empty chairs are there.
Yes. They are just joining back. Yes.
Yeah, we'll wait for 2 minutes, madam.
Thank you.
No
Thank
issue.
you, sir.
Yeah, okay.
How many days you are
So
in
that-
Cambodia, sir?
4 days.
Okay. Yes.
Four-
So you
4
had
days,
a
but-
direct a flight from Delhi to
Flight
Phnom
from
Penh?
Delhi to Delhi to capital city,
Uh-huh.
Phnom Penh.
Okay.
And from there, again, we went to Sion Reap, where
Uh-huh.
Angkor Wat is located. Angkor Wat
Yes.
temple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in between nearly 300 kilometers, minimum 6 hours journey by road.
All right. How's the system,
So-
infrastructure and all, sir? Is it the same like India?
Countryside is like India, and
Okay.
even not like India. It's like a less developed only countryside.
Okay.
Roads and then fields. Agriculture also is not up to the mark. The
Mhm.
soil and the land fertility, and then its condition also not like our land. Our land is far better than the Cambodia land. I'm talking about the rural area.
Soil and
Agriculture area.
Yeah.
It's not good soil.
Mhm.
And the city wise, okay, because Seaman Reap, it's a tourist place
Mhm.
where the Angkor Wat temple is located.
Uh-huh.
Tourist place, and it appears like any other Bangkok city,
Okay.
like a miniature of what is that? Walker Street is there, no?
Yeah.
Pattaya. Pattaya.
Mhm.
Similar style of ambience, the roads and streets and shopping malls.
All right.
Whereas the capital city is like a business city. And as a whole, what I felt, the China is investing so much in infrastructure of the Cambodia,
I understand.
including
They are into all countries, sir. Nepal, they are investing. Myanmar.
huge investments, especially commercial, the complex shopping malls and commercial establishments and the roads. Everywhere you can see the Chinese role, Chinese investments. And on the other side, Japan also a little bit investing in Cambodia.
We
These
have
are the
some
two major
students, sir, here.
influences.
Uh,
Two major
BHU,
influences.
we are getting a good number of students from Cambodia.
Cambodia, okay, good.
Yeah, they enter into the monkhood, their what I say, religious education, and they come to India to complete their graduation.
Okay, good.
And I see CR. It seems they are giving good scholarship to the students.
Yeah, and even education also, I don't think they have a good universities. And there is one university with which we collaborated. It's a private university started by Indian.
Oh, okay, amazing. Investment, Indian investment abroad in that way.
Maybe he's a businessman, busy with international business. In the process, he identified opportunity to start education institution in Cambodia. There he established one private university. It's a technical university.
Okay.
Yeah. So otherwise, education also is not up to that. And their currencies, the value is very low, and mainly the dollar is accepted everywhere, including petrol filling stations. And even if you buy a small T-shirt in destination, they take only dollar. Dollar is the main transactional
exchange.
currency. Yeah, exchange. So the main attraction is the temple, Angkor Wat. That is worth to see. Yeah, because the huge structure. So that is the major. Otherwise, it's like a normal. But airport also, they have two airports, and we landed in a new airport, which is a very big airport, 25 years old. But still, it is like a new brand. There is no much rush. the busyness is not there, airport. The size is big, and I think the number of no passengers transaction is very less. And then Cambodia Airlines also, the timing and other things, they delay too much. Even when we are going from Delhi to Cambodia, delay. And then when we are coming from Cambodia to India, so 3.5 hours delay.
Oh my God.
So because of that, I missed the flight. Yeah. Madam, shall we start? Right. Right. So Dr. Saiju, please.
Thank you, sir. Now, before starting, let me communicate my respects to my teachers who are present in this national webinar today. Professor Sandeep Kulshrestha sir, Senior Professor from Central University of Himachal Pradesh, and Professor Adisha Das Ma'am from IIT-TM Bhubaneswar. Then the moderator of today's panel, Professor Venkit Rao from Pondicherry University, and my colleagues, Dr. Professor Binoy and Professor Mahendra Reddy. Then Professor Prashant Gautam sir from Punjab University. It is very nice to hear you and get your insights, and very interestingly presenting the findings from experiences that matters a lot. And before starting, I also wish to thank the organizers, Jyoti Nivas College, Madam Professor Anila Thomas, and the principal, and all the students participating from Bangalore or other states. Welcome to this particular session. May I request the organizers to zoom? Can you pin up the whole audience that frame into the screen, so that I can have some question also to the participants. I don't know anyone by name, but I can. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope I can get your attention, and also you will be paying some attention to our interactions. All the teachers present here, a very warm good afternoon, and all the participants. I will not take much time, but I hope this session would be giving you some insights on the future of India that we are talking today on Vikasit Bharat 2047. Would you please raise your hands for all the students who are coming from rural area in this classroom? Can you please raise your hands? All those who are sitting in this auditorium, please raise your hands. Let me see. Full-fledged. I can only see half. Yeah. Very less. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for your participation. Now, if I count the numbers by just seeing here, maybe 25 to 30% of students, they are coming from the rural area, and remaining students are from city, whether it is from Bangalore or other cities of India. So when we talk about India in 2047, I rather afraid that the percentage of people living in the rural area may come down much, quickly. We are in 2026, and we all, being the citizens of India, how many of you want India to be a developed nation? All? Few? Yes? There are also no answers? Okay, you have to raise your hands, dears, because if you want India to be underdeveloped or not developed, probably you may not realize, the global geopolitical or economic conditions. Okay, now coming back again, we hear about Atmanirbhar Bharat, right? We all depend upon our parents or the earnings that you make through your job. So again, when we look into 2047, we have to be self-dependent, and our earnings should define our life. Now, let me ask a girl who's using her mobile phone. Yes, now you stopped using it. I can see your beautiful smile. What do you understand by quality of life? Can somebody hand over a microphone to this girl just to be sitting behind the sir? Yeah, 3 girls only in the first one. Yeah. Can you please use this microphone. Don't hesitate. Let me take this as a classroom. Don't hesitate. Can you please tell me your name and where you come from?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Roshna and I'm from Sikkim.
Wonderful. We have been to Sikkim very recently. Okay, which place of Sikkim?
South Sikkim.
Namchi?
No,
Namchi.
Ravangla.
Okay, fine. Ravangla, fine. You know, the HOD of Central University of Sikkim, Dr. Amit Kumar Singh, he was here yesterday. And your campus is going to be in Ravangla, right? So that question comes to you. How do you compare the life in Ravangla, the place you come from, a very small place, comparing to Bangalore, a very metropolitan city? Can you say in 2 words, 2 lines? Okay. Did you get my question?
Sorry.
Okay. How do you compare the life in your place, Ravangla in Sikkim, with the Bangalore lifestyle?
There is a vast difference. I mean, Ravangla is it's a small city where opportunity are less, but here in Bangalore the opportunity are it's more. So it's like we can learn more thing, new thing, but there we only less thing. Yeah, that's the difference.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm not taking much time. Thank you for your answer. Now, sit down, please.
Thank you.
Looking at the progress in India, see, cities are undergoing a massive transformation. I hope all of you will agree with me. The transformation process is so quick that Bangalore itself is an example. I come from Kerala and always I pass through Bangalore when I come to Banaras. And every time when I pass through Bangalore, I rather get scared of the traffic. I get scared of the dust when I am, using a public transport or maybe the rush in the streets. So now my question is to a girl sitting and arranging her hair in the lane, which I can see. Can you please stand up? Yes, she stopped arranging her hair. Maybe in the aisle row. Yeah, stand, please. A beautiful T-shirt with white writing. Yeah. Would you please tell me your name? Where are you from?
Actually, I'm born in Boston, but my parents are from Mortons.
All right. Okay. How happy you are today? Can you just tell me how happy you are today?
I'm quite happy, sir.
I'm not sure. You are just acting it, perhaps.
No.
Okay. Can you tell me one reason of your happiness?
I don't know. It's just a great day. It's not that boring. I'm having a great time here.
Okay. You never expected this kind of interaction, perhaps, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much, Miss. I don't know the name perfectly, but thank you very much for your answers. You can hand over the mic. Sit down.
Thank you so much, Miss Alicia.
Okay. So now happiness is one of the thing which, normally people, we can't pay and get happiness. It should come from internally. And now I relate this with quality of life, quality of our life, the life we have at home, and the places which are changing, transforming quickly to new destinations. That is the core content of my talk today, smart destinations. You all are smart, I am sure. Yes, your personality on the frame looks you all are smart. And you have learned communication skills. You also know the basics of psychology, how to make yourself smart when you are in a public platform. Now, a girl coming from the left, a girl with a hijab, can you please stand? White, yeah? Yes. Can you please tell me your name and where you come from?
Muskan Rahman, I think it's on Manipur, currently settled here with my family.
I could not get you clearly. Which place? Would you please slowly tell me? Yeah.
I'm Muskan Manjura Rahman, and I come from Manipur, but I'm currently settled here with my family in Bangalore from past 20 years or something.
Wonderful. Originally, you are from Manipur.
Yes, my native place.
Which place in Manipur?
It's from Loktak, like
Okay.
Matar, basically. It's inside the hill stations.
Okay, fine. So Manipur is a state we can take as an example of India, which is located very far. You have to reach by flight. Am I correct?
Yes, there is no railway track has been made. The
Yeah.
government is still, in the process.
How good is the internet connectivity there?
Internet connectivity is like, if you go in the city side, it's quite well. It's good.
Okay.
But
Okay.
where I live is little difficult. Yeah, kind of sometimes the monsoon and everything depends.
Now, my question, you have iPhone or you may have a smartphone. Have you ever checked how much data you use a day?
Yeah, okay. So I used to use a lot of data like back in 2017, 18, 19. But right now I'm using very less data. Like I'm not at all in the phone.
All right. Why? Because the tendency of the relationship, if you take the correlation between the data usage and say the study that you are taking up, you may use, internet is always on in your mobile. You use GPS or you may use online services. What made you to switch from, like a low internet usage?
Actually, I would say I got awareness basically. So
I can
I do
hear you.
read news. I do read news. I do get updates and everything. I do read news. I'm a journalism student
Something
too.
went wrong.
Okay, one second. Can you hear me now? Hello? Is this fine?
Professor Saiju? Professor Saiju? Some network issue, it seems. Professor Saiju? Students, there is a disconnection, it seems, with the Professor Saiju.
Okay, right. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Next person. That's better. Yeah. Okay. So, Mahendra Reddy.
Sir.
Yeah. So I think there is some network issue with Professor Saiju.
Yes.
Maybe once your session is over, if possible, I'll try to take Saiju again. Huh? So you can start your presentation.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, please.
So am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, sir. So very good morning to all the resource persons and the dear students and other participants to the organization for giving us the opportunity to talk about the important topic. Yes. So yeah, as Venkatrao sir mentioned in the beginning about the background of the topic, that is repositioning tourism in the vision of Viksit Bharat 47 framework for innovation, connectivity, and global leadership. In that regard, I was told to talk about translating the vision of India or Viksit Bharat 2047 into action through tourism innovation and entrepreneurship. So, before going to the actual topic, it is important to understand how to understand about repositioning tourism. That means we have already created a certain mindset or a kind of a pursued understanding of a particular destination, that is India. So now it is important that we need to change or reposition of tourism. It could be a product or a service or a destination or largely India towards Viksit Bharat, that is 2047. So that means we need to look at for next 20 years. To be frank, at this situation, it is very difficult to predict the future or act for next 20 years. However, there are certain things, certain basic things which need to be, addressed, which we can even predict and which are necessary. However, most of the things are not in our hand. How it looks like, maybe for even 5-10 years also. Yes, there are certain things which are very much important, as we can certainly look at those things. Yes, traditionally, like India is positioned as one of the most prominent destination for a heritage tourism or spiritual tourism, and mainly, for a budget travel, due to its cultural diversity or huge potential of a heritage. And accordingly, if you look at the statistics also, majority of the tourists are coming, international tourists are coming from the nearby countries, although there are tourists coming from Europe and USA, but a primary source market for India is like Bangladesh and also nearby South and Southeast Asian countries. Of course, US followed by USA and Europe. So they are not high-end tourists. Basically, they are, we can consider mostly like traditional and mass tourists, where they are interested in mostly the heritage tourism, or maybe in a diaspora based tourism. And but yes, now in the context of Viksit Bharat, it is important to change this particular perception, because India is not just limited to traditional forms of tourism or traditionally heritage forms of tourism, but beyond that, there are so many or a wide variety of forms of tourism, particularly the niche forms of tourism, are very much important to promote. So in that context, particularly if you look at Viksit Bharat 2047, it aims at economic growth, global competitiveness, and infrastructure development, or digital transformation, and sustainable and inclusive growth, cultural leadership, which are the main objectives of the Vision 2047, in which tourism is considered as a tool to change or to achieve this particular goal. So in this regard, there are so many ways, that we can adopt to achieve this goal. But one of the important aspect that we can consider in the context of education or business is that the innovation and entrepreneurship. Yes, innovation and entrepreneurship can certainly contribute to the achievement of or the translating this vision of Viksit Bharat into the reality by 2047. So as I discussed in the beginning, that yes, it is important that we need to move now from the volume, the number based to value based tourism. So that is possible when we look at the tourism products, focusing on the niche tourism products like uh, ecotourism or adventure tourism, like wellness tourism, luxury tourism, and culture based, particularly the archaeological tourism, art tourism. So there are so many niche tourism forms which are very popular because India is a diverse country. We have a diverse cultural heritage. It is different, at least for every 4 to 500 kilometers there is a huge change in our culture and the heritage in terms of the art, architecture, dressing style or the food habits. All these things are the tourism products. Or similarly, the nature wise also we have a diversity. We have a geological formations or different geographical conditions, different like areas like plain areas, desert areas, hilly areas. These are the products which we can as niche tourism products. However, in order to make them commercial or viable tourism products, it is important that we need to go for innovation and entrepreneurship, wherein innovation creates ideas in which the entrepreneurship adds a commercial value to the ideas. Not only adding a commercial value, but also scaling up these, ideas is also important. That is possible with entrepreneur. So in that regard, I just wanted to share, the experience. Before that, I heard a speech from Sandeep sir also, talking about skill gap and stakeholder participation and capacity building. So these things are also very much important for innovation and entrepreneurship, particularly in the higher education. We need to focus even for the skill development also for certain jobs. It is very much important. So in that regard, recently, I'm involved in one of the important project supported by the European Union. That is a basically the capacity building project funded by the European Union on advancing sustainability and technology in tourism and hospitality service studies through strategic industry partnership. So the idea of this particular project is basically to fill the gap. As Sandeep sir mentioned in the beginning, that there is a skill gap. There is a gap in the stakeholder participation, and for that it is important to have capacity building. So these are exactly the objectives of that particular project, in which we are trying to create a model where this model can be successfully implemented and it can be replicated. Of course, there we can have a different models for different context. However, this can be one such model where we can replicate in a larger manner. So in a similar way, I think Benares Hindu University, Shaiju sir also got such a project. I think it's good to know such projects are coming to India, and we are focusing on those lines. So yeah, coming to this project, particularly innovation and entrepreneurship, yes, it is possible to create such environment or ecosystem. For that, it is important. First, we need to let me talk about this project. Basically, so the idea is that we simply say that tourism gives 10% of employment, but in reality, still there is a gap. In order to fill this gap, yes, it is important. Like we need to look at like a cycle, not in a isolation or looking at certain dimensions, but we need to look at in a holistic manner. In that regard, it is important like where exactly the gap. Yes, the curriculum that we prepare is not up to the mark or not as the industry expected. So there is a gap. For that, what is required? Let us invite the industry stakeholders and let them involve in a curriculum preparation, not just preparation, but also the delivery of the curriculum. So like that, this particular project, which is funded by the European Union for the consortium of 4 universities, that is Pondicherry University and the National Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management India, followed by the two European universities, that is one from Latvia and the other one is from Portugal. So where the experiences are shared, and we are working with the industry in developing modules where the industry will actively participate and they will share their experiences and what are the skills or competencies required. Accordingly, the curriculum will be prepared. And when it comes to the delivery also, they should also actively involve in delivering the curriculum. Similarly, the teachers should also learn the capacity building is not just for the students, but also to the faculty members involved in the process, and also to the administrative staff, because they should also understand like that the capacity building involves for every stakeholder involved in curriculum development through this particular project. So in order to deliver such things, it is important that now we are moving towards the modern and techniques, particularly ICT components, like particularly the AR VR technologies and AI is playing a key role. In that regard, there is a possibility of establishing a lab, and that is a AR VR lab, where there can be a different models created in the lab by the students with the support of the faculty and industry, where they can address the challenges that we are facing in the industry, or to create new products, or to solve the that we are facing, or through the service efficiency of the stakeholders involved. So like we are coming up with new tools and techniques by using like a tool models by using the new tools and techniques, particularly AR VR lab. So for that now Pondicherry University and NITIM is going to establish a lab. Once they establish the lab, yes, practically we are going to demonstrate, and this certainly the students can have a opportunity to experience all these things, and there can be possibility of creating innovative products where the entrepreneurship can certainly support for commercializing such ideas. So in this regard, particularly such models would certainly contribute to the goal of Vision 2047. And this, like this, we can have several similar projects, because we cannot have a one fit for all model implement for all kind of tourism products or services or the businesses. But yes, certainly similar projects in a different context can be tested, and that can be replicated. So this is how we submitted a proposal, and now we are in the process of implementation. Once it is completed successfully, yes, we hope that such models would certainly contribute. This vision can be translated into action by using the innovation and entrepreneurship as a tool for achieving the Vision 2047, that is Vikshit Bharat by 2047. So yes, there are certain challenges and issues involved in the implementation. I hope in the process that will be addressed, and we can have a full-fledged implementation of the project, and the results would be replicated in the future. So yeah, I know Venkatrao sir knows everything about the project. Maybe in the end, sir may give some concluding remarks on this also. So this is what I wanted to say from my side, and thank you all for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Mahindra. So you have explained your the topic innovation and entrepreneurship based on the wonderful project, and so at the end we'll try to add more points on this area. So let me now look forward again with Professor Saiju. Are you there? Available?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
please.
back.
Please, actually, when we are in a nice tempo, unfortunately, technicality, divided the interaction and then the resource person. And kindly, please connect again.
Yes, sir. Thank you so
Join
much.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
I can see the smile of students again, because there might be, they must have, thought that the problematic person is gone, and no. Okay, fine. So let me borrow the attention of all the students once again sitting in the back who are restless, who are moving, trying to move out. Okay. So now when we talk about data usage, internet connectivity, you have seen a real example. I was disconnected. No, I could not connect with you. When we talk about smart tourism, in the present context, everybody thinks of it is about connectivity. That is virtual connectivity using internet or one-to-one connectivity using other forms of mobility. When we, the focus of the world is strengthening internet communication and connecting one-to-one. If you remember earlier, BSNL used to advertise connecting India, right? So now when we look into Vikasit Bharat 2047, you have around 20 plus years, 25, 26 years to reach that stage. And we dream an India which is highly developed, which has good, support system to its citizens. That's each one of us. Maybe I Venkatrao sir, we become senior citizens at that time if we are alive. So what will happen to places which are rural in nature or which are having a traditional, character? There are several places in India which are traditional in character. Banaras is an example, which is a blend of now modern and old. Last day we celebrated Holi. And the students who celebrate Holi, mainly from northern part of India, this is one of the celebration which people get a new energy. It is not about the day and time or colors. Night, there is no rest. Everybody is on the street celebrating Holika Dagan, a kind of burning of the effigy of Holika. On the street, they are dancing, forgetting everything. So do we have a world, will be a world existing in the future like this? When we all depend highly on internet connectivity or digital lifestyle. Now, let me connect in this context with the night tourism. How many of you freak out in the nights? It's a very daring question. I should not ask, right? Should I ask or not? Okay. You love to go out in the night, morning hours, early morning, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I'm sure you will like. I don't know whether your hostels will allow you, right? When you go to a new place or you want to explore the city, night tourism is also getting highly popular. How this kind of change happening, I'm telling. Earlier we had a fixed package, morning till evening. After dinner, you rest in hotel. Now, the cities are becoming more, accessible in the night. So smartness doesn't come only with the internet or technology. It also comes with safety as well as access to all these places. Access means physical access. Means I say, then another question comes inclusivity. Okay, all this class is filled with the girls. There are no boys in this class. And we also find there are boys only colleges or institutions. So when we talk about inclusivity, gender comes a major, like a discussion point. So whether it is male, female, or third gender, are we allowed to such destinations equally? Are we having equal rights? So the future, 2047, when we look into a person coming from a rural area, if you remember my first question, I asked how many of you come from rural area? And now I understand that 70% of the students in the class, they come from urban background. So the 2047 would be more, India would be a kind of urban centric lifestyle. And number two, we depend more on technology and we will have a less human touch. Okay, now you can hear my voice clearly. But imagine that, where there is no human sentiment and human emotions. It's only technology driven. What will happen? So there are a lot of researchers going around in the world. And can anybody say how many smart cities in India we have? 2016 Smart Cities Mission started in India. Can anyone raise the hand? Can the volunteer answer now yourself instead of going to the students? If there is a volunteer present. No? Difficult? Okay. Yeah, I can see you. How many smart cities in India we have?
Around, I guess, maybe 100 plus.
Absolutely correct. You deserve a congratulation. Wonderful answer. We have around 75% projects, yeah, clap for you. Good. I can see support from your audience. Okay. So thank you, volunteer. And when I am talking about this smart cities project, it was an effort of government to transform our cities. You must go through the website, Press Information Bureau, in which they give the update on the completion of projects under Smart Cities program. See, we have seen Digital India. We have also seen Clean India and Startup India, where these all projects are directed towards to make us self-sufficient and also to make our life easier. So one point comes here, governance. Smart governance, are you able to see in our regular life? Okay, I hope all of you have a digital access to your campus. Your ID card may have a RFID. We know through that the gate opens. Or if you go to the library, you may have an RFID tag. If you issue a book, you cannot take a book away as easily because there is a RFID tag in it. And your college maintains a database of you all. How many states in India are digital friendly now in that way? So this is another area, governance, where we need good services quickly. We should not go to a government office and wait for a certificate 2 days or 3 days, maybe a month or more. Can you believe now ordinary passport in India is delivered within 10 to 12 days? I applied for renewal of my passport. I got a call police verification within 2 days time. And lastly, I got a message in my mobile that your passport has been already sent. So these all are indicating that there is a change in governance. Governance by elected representatives or the system who runs it. So are you all capable? Because your capabilities should enhance in this way, right? You all become self-employed or you become part of any system in which your capabilities will be enhanced. So governance is another aspect. Let me point out these things: accessibility, governance, connectivity, inclusivity. Then comes with the society in large, the citizens and their rights, right? When we are finding, the digital transformation, there is one issue comes: alienation. Means if you are not able to use the technology, you are like an illiterate, right? Earlier, there was only one parameter, literacy rate. Now you have to also check the digital literacy rate of India. So when we find all these things, proper integration and alignment of technology, governance, infrastructure, and managing our environment with a conscious lifestyle. How much we are conscious about our daily life? The planet is equivalently, the right of every creature, biotic and abiotic, which has its right on our universe. So India is the only country, perhaps, we believe in this, a kind of universal acceptance, a tolerance that is underlined in our scriptures. So I want to sum up, because I would prefer a direct interaction, classroom interaction, which could be more live and more interactive. When we think about Vikasit Bharat 2047, we also have to develop humility to fellow citizens. How much we are civilized in that way. Civility, the second aspect. Rightly using the resources. And empathy, that Indian, we like highlighted the concept of hospitality. So keeping these points in mind, are 2047, when India become a properly developed nation, we are creating a kind of rethinking. Today's topic also deal with the reimagining or repositioning. So I would like to take all of your attention and synchronized effort of all fellow citizens of India, that we can work together and we will get the result out of that. We can change the system in the long run, and the coming years will truly so. It will be, the world will witness the progress of India in different levels. And I also thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. I have taken perhaps more time allowed to me than it is given to other participants. And I also thank all the students for their patient listening. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Professor Saiju. So let me inform all the audience about last session supposed to be handled by Professor Binay from Central University of Kerala. So due to unavoidable administrative reasons, so he is not able to join. He has to attend on urgency basis an high-level meeting in his university. So just now he informed and he expressed his inability to join. So fine, that's fine. And of course, we have a lot of stuff from the 5 sessions, different sessions. And that's, I think, more than enough for audience to digest. So in this context, let me just open now the floor for questions and answers. So there are a kind of the questions from audience and even from the moderator also. So moderator also is going to ask questions on behalf of audience, because this panel discussion is ultimately for the benefit of young students and the future tourism professionals. So I join you all and I'll take you with me in asking few questions, all the members. So in that context, maybe the organizers can keep the cordless phone ready for the audience to ask any questions to any resource persons, the 5 resource persons. Is it fine with you? So anyone is there to take my point of contact? Any organizer? Am I with you? Are you able to get me? Somebody is there? Yeah.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, please. You can raise your hand and take mic.
Raise your hand. Anyone?
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, yes. So can I ask questions on behalf of audience?
Absolutely, sir, please.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so let me start with the first speaker, Professor Sandeep Kulashrestha. Sir, you are there?
Yes, please, I am here.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you for your availability. So you just nicely narrated the importance of skill development in the context of vision, Viksit Bharat 2047. So where you highlighted the existing skills and expected skills by the time we supposed to reach developed position by 2047. So the skill set gap is there. So as far as your no expertise is concerned, how you just look at our young professionals who are in four walls now, looking forward for a bright career in tourism and hospitality sector. So where they are and what kind of skills they need to imbibe or what kind of skills they're supposed to extract to match with the industry requirement in coming 20 years. In coming 20 years,
Dear
how and
students,
what kind of skills are required for young professionals? So this is the question
uh,
for you,
dear,
sir.
dear students, the most important thing is that before you start thinking for future, you have to look towards changing tourism scenario. For example, suppose you are working on the outbound tourism. 10 years back or 5 years back, it was the Thailand, Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia were prominent. But in the last 2, 3 years, even after this Cambodia, the Central Asia, even after this Corona, the Vietnam has come up like anything. Similarly, the Center Asia, that has come up very fast. So my intention is to tell you that first of all, you should try to analyze what is the present scenario. The reason is our days have gone when we used to learn basic of computers and that remained for 10 years. You never know what will be the upcoming trend because scenario is changing very, very fast. The geopolitical system is changing. So you have to be very clear. But the most important thing is, which is related to your tourism, is management of crisis. The most important thing is how to manage the crisis. That is very, very important. We call sometimes it is conflict management also. We call it is, and when we talk about the crisis management, that may be related with the attraction, that may be related with the accessibility, that may related with the amenities. Day before, I think last week, Professor Rao might have witnessed when a travel agent took at a place to the hotel. So hotel says, sorry, early check-in is not possible. And that was the time when we have the limited time for the tourist. So how to manage all those things, that is very, very important. And let me tell you, there is no specific book which would provide you the answer of these things. So this is first thing, the crisis management of crisis. And second one is the important thing is personalized services. The irony of affair in tourism is that being a tourism professional, you are taking care of the tourist in a group. But most of the tourists, 99% of them, they want individual attention. So how to manage those individuals and their egos, how communication is also very, very important. It is not English which is alone important. If there is a Manipuri girl and if I am a tourist or tour operator or a travel manager, I should say Khuram Zari to her. And I can ask her Nyoai Nibra, so Thagacheri, and all those words are very, very important when we are handling the Manipuri tourist. Similarly, when you are talking about international tourism, you should be the multilingual. So one language cannot work properly. And another aspect which is very, very important when we talk about the skill. So you have to have multitasking. Multitasking means you might have seen at the airport, the same girl is giving you the boarding pass and the same girl is there at the security also. And sometimes the same girl is there on board also. One girl doing three tasks together. So these are certain important things, 3 or 4 aspects which you can keep in mind. But of course, as Professor Rao also has conveyed, so many people have conveyed, Viksit Bharat 2047 concept says the most important thing is the digitalization era. I'm crossing my finger. I do not know what would be the future, but the nanotechnology and all these things would be, the virtual things would be very, very important. One more thing, just I wish to tell you, dear friends, when you are talking about the skills, you please remember that you please keep a cushion for upskilling also. You cannot have the same skill. Like when we talk about the food, the blending of foods as per the requirement of the customer. So you have to keep visual that what are the requirement of your customer, the tourist, because changing tourist behavior is very, very important. Accordingly, you have to develop the skill set. And remember, skill should be developed at the grassroots level when you are working as a professional, when you are working in a tour operation company or travel agency or a destination management company. Please be concerned whether their caretaker, where the person who is going to receive the guest is able to do. All these things are very important at the grassroots level. So these are the 4-5 points. Those you have to keep in mind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So my next question to Professor Prashant Gautam. Are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Professor Prashant, yes. So still, no, second, I'm so thankful to you. Second time, I got an opportunity to listen your story. It's a nice story. Of course, it is a very inspirational and have a lot of scope for learning important lessons for young youth. So if you look at the the overall summary, so I have a small question, and then very briefly you can just explain for the benefit of the audience. The question is, when you see now, in one hand, we are so much in the world of digitalizations, and we spend so much time with digital gadgets. On the other hand, if you look at our interaction with the fellow human and friends is reducing day by day. So when we see the touring and then the travel and the destinations behavior, so what extent we are really sensible and sensible, and as well as projecting common sense without disturbing others, how we can enjoy the destinations. So do you give some kind of suggestions for the youth?
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Yeah, please.
I must ask the youngsters. Actually, sustainable tourism is simple. So you have to travel smart, and you don't have to do anything extra. So since, sir, you said that we are so digitally, we are so much
aligned,
busy these days. Am I audible, sir?
Yes. You are very much audible, sir. Please.
Right. So please, I must ask everybody that the culture, because most of the people, many people, they are making reels and everything. Please respect the local people also. The local people, they are not content. The culture is not content. Those people, they are not props. Like we are using them in our reels. And so nature is not free for all. It's not free for all. We have to do these 3 things while going on a trip. So you can write your stories. That's why I narrated this story. And the day I heard this story from one of my colleagues, because while she was narrating this story to her son, so I found it very interesting. I found it, wow, in this way, in a very crisp manner, we can convey the idea of the sustainability to the future generations. So the future generation must have to understand this story was not targeted on me. This story is targeted on you guys, this Gen Z generation. You people have to understand the limitation of the resources, so that your future generation should not blame you that, oh, these were the people who were responsible for the degradation of this planet. And tourism is something like this. Our culture is also a very beautiful thing. So we have to respect the culture. Common sense, sir has used a very good word, which is known as the common sense. I tell you frankly, the common sense is something which will prevail for the betterment of this planet and which is required for the sustainability. That's my take, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you very much. I think because we are nearing to our targeted time, so 1 p.m. and exactly without crossing even the few seconds. We want to wind up the session by 1 p.m. So let me just look at Professor Adyasha, madam. Are you there? Adyasha, madam? Professor? Yeah. So let me move to Dr. Mahindra.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Before we
yes.
proceed, our students have few questions to the panelists. So could
Yes,
we
yes, yes.
proceed with
Please,
that?
please, please. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's we'll do that.
Okay, sure. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So they can ask any resource person. No issue.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, very much. Please.
I'm Ankita Kadai and I'm a tourism student. So, as a tourism student, I wanted to know how a tourism student like me can make use of new technologies and AI to find new opportunities in tourism.
Excellent. So maybe smart tourism.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Saiju, I think it is to you. How you can just look at that and what kind of opportunities are there for young people, especially in using technology, AI or other the tools, especially Web 4 or even such kind of technology. So can you explain opportunities that are there for young professionals?
It's good to hear you that you are a tourism student too, because the future of tourism industry is lying upon all of us. First question is, AI is moved into generative AI. So when we talk about AI and our daily life, how much we depend upon technology to search destinations, to plan our tours, and complete our trip. These three things, pre, on the site, and return back post. So the companies are now facing a challenge. We had AI summit in Delhi last week, if you remember. Say, companies are now identifying places using AI tools, and they are generating the content. AI can definitely generate an itinerary. I hope in your class, your teacher would experiment with AI to generate a travel itinerary. But at the same time, if you are known to that place, what are the points which are missed in that itinerary. Perhaps it includes all the points to cover, right? So giving a personal touch, that this AI-based information, AI-based support, that we have to know how we should use in our office space or in our mobile, wherever you are. And at the same time, we should add the human component to the AI. So where do we find our job? If everything is done by robot, okay, just imagine that, we heard about robotics and all help work in hospitality industry. We are human beings. We are not machines. So the responsibility of tour operating companies or aviation industry, hospitality segment, we have to bridge that gap. What humans expect, and a blend of technology with human support system. So creation of this support system is the first thing, how we can address that as a tourism student. When I talk again, same thing. You can search, all of the students can search an itinerary on Banaras. Okay, you can search an itinerary for how you can spend your nightlife in Banaras. Can you tell me my personal experience? I take my bicycle. I go at 12 in the midnight or 1 a.m. in the early morning hours. And what I see in the road, which AI cannot tell me right now. If I go to a ghat, how many people will be there, how it will be, the silence, or we call Banaras as a spiritual city. So this only a tour operator can provide. So again, telling about already Sandeep sir told you about personalization. So customization and personalization, where you have to focus upon, and you can't ignore the challenge of technology too. You also have to know how to use this properly. I know I am only partially answering your question because I'm not an engineer or a technology expert by profession, but my personal experiences say that we are human beings, we have emotional needs, and imagine that I am addressing all this. Imagine that I am not taking a class. You just imagine a robot is teaching you. Okay, so a robot may know you by name. Robot may know you from where you come from. But can the robot understand the smile in your face?
No, sir.
And can the robot truly understand the emotional, condition that you have? A teacher only can sense it, right?
Yeah,
So this is
human
where,
touch.
yeah, human touch is required. I'm sorry if I am extending my answer.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So let me also add one point. So we know the importance of human real touch in any transaction, maybe business or even service transaction. And at the same time, since we are in the techno system, one has to understand AI or generative AI, its implications and applications and adoption in our day-to-day business transactions. So that is a must as a professionals, right? That much I can tell you at this point of time. Yeah. So any more questions
Yes,
from
sir.
audience? Yeah,
Thank you,
please.
sir.
Yeah.
So from the chat box, there's a question from our online attendee. So in this era of increasing emphasis on impulsive experimental tourism, what is your perspective on redefining special interest, tourism literature niche, tourism literature separately as a generic term, interest, need, wish, happiness, thrills, etc., are different in human psychology? The question is to Prashant, sir.
Yeah. Professor Prashant, question is to you. Prashant sir, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Yeah, please. It is all about special interest tourism, how it is actually emerging, and so what is its future? Because when you see the lifestyle, the change, and the expectations, and then expecting variety of experiences on the destinations, or even different types of the tourism products, the niche products. In that context, how you see that special interest tourism in future?
Sir, I believe that it is only the special interest tourism which is going to prevail in the future, because people, they have become very concerned about their choices, very concerned about their choices. They are not like, it's not a like fit to all approach these days. Maybe if somebody who is an eco-tourist, he will definitely go for the eco-tourism things. He will try to compare the things. He will utilize those things for his maybe digital presence. Whenever he's having some digital presence anywhere, so he would like to post all those things on his social media, or sharing with the friends, or writing with the article, or developing some technologies which are of use for that special interest tourism. I'll give you one very good example. There is a very small place very near to my place, and that particular place is not a big tourist attraction. That place is known as Raipur Maidan, and that is on the bank of a lake or a river, which is now converted into a lake because there is one of a big dam is there. So that small village is on the like we can say on the near to that particular lake. So now what happened? That is not a big tourist destination. Hardly that there is any national highway going through it. But what happened? One person, he has created a small hotel there, and he has made that hotel in such a manner that which will attract the people who will go for their pre-wedding or photo shoot, post-wedding, maybe something, these kind of photo shoots. And that one hotel, one single hotel, name is Sea Rock. You guys can Google it. Hotel Sea Rock, that has made the pre-wedding photo shoot as their main feature. everything. It's a special interest tour. And within 5-6 years, 7-8 new hotels, new property has come up in that particular region. Even the government has placed big board because that particular area is known as Kut Lahar. So in Hindi, they have placed a big board that Paratan Nagri Kut Lahar mein aapka swagat hai. You are welcome in the touristic town of Kut Lahar. See, just impact of only a single hotel and impact of a single type of tourism. And that is the special interest tourism. So I have some very many such kind of examples, but I just gave you one example that it is only the future.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Prashant. And so I need a kind of permission from all audience to extend a little bit because we got very good question from the audience. Professor Saiju received the question. And Saiju, please read the question and then answer it for audience purpose.
All right, sir. I will. I just got a question from in my WhatsApp who's attending this conference from a different place. The question is this: we often see tourism graduates moving into operational roles, but very few into technology or platform-based tourism companies. How can tourism education institutions develop tech-oriented talent to support the growing digital tourism industry? This is sent from Vikas Tambre, who runs Detour, an organization based in Indore. Perhaps Anila ma'am can also join me answering this question. Education is transforming. In university, Government of India introduced a new national educational policy, NEP 2020. Undergraduate courses are now restructured and students are given options to study different courses. So traditional tourism education is limited to the operational knowledge. We give classes related to the operational and management part, but who will teach technology then? I told already that I'm not an expert. I'm not an engineering graduate. Can we include coding in our curriculum? Now the coding part is over. AI will give you the codes. So how the GAI, generative AI, which kind of content should be there in the curriculum of an undergraduate student, so that they will develop interest in that area and move into operational roles. So now, for the information of all the students or the researchers and teachers attending the session, the NEP 2020 gives wider scope to include such courses. The students can also learn from SWAYAM, NBTL platforms, where if the content is not there in their curriculum, they can study attending classes. The faculty members from very prestigious institutions like IIM and IIT are there. But harnessing this knowledge into the reality, that is the challenge. Even if I get a certification in AI, how much I can be able to use that in the real world? So here we find a challenge seriously. Anila ma'am, would you please explain how is the policy of your college on this matter? Implementation of NEP or having technology component in your course?
Sir, actually, we have started NEP in 2020 itself, and we have the final year is in NEP batch. The thing is, 50% of the syllabus, it is made more practical oriented, focusing the skill part. So we tried our best to bring the updation in the syllabus itself. The possibility, now the challenge is, government has introduced, SEP, that is State Education Policy. It's a revised version of NEP and the old version. So now we are focusing little challenge to implement in a full scale. But we are trying the possibility to upgrade our students with internship possibilities and also trying to give short programs, certifications, so that the current requirement of the industry can be fulfilled.
Okay, thank you.
So, Professor Saiju, permit me to add one more point here. it's a nice the topic that we need to discuss, especially the academicians. When the question is like that, that actually reflects where we are in terms of our course curriculums,
Absolutely.
syllabus, syllabus, our teaching mode, and our output with MBA or even any PG in tourism or UG in tourism. So, what extent they really skillful and with the technical knowledge able to take up this kind of jobs, technical jobs. So now, if you look at the across the world, the people are talking about tourism and technology. Two T's are now closely aligned. So when we see these two T's, one T is not going to work anymore in industry. The tourism alone will not do anything without technology. In that context, when you see the course curriculum, we are talking about the technical skill in terms of the subject, one aspect, and the other aspect of technical skill, which is related to technology, especially the computer-based technology or digital-based technology. Digital technological tools, what extent our students are learning in the class so that they can they can just match with the industry requirements. But if you see the industry, the online completely, the tour related operations completely computerized now. So what extent our students are really matching after completing their graduations. So whether they are really at par with the industry practices. So there we need to look at the industry institute interface, exactly, imbibing our students with the required technical knowledge in terms of, the digital tools, the learning digital tools, and taking care of the database, and then even not only the front line, even backend database also, because the backend database and its analysis and interpretation, content analysis. So that's a huge area which is emerging in the tourism industry. So we need a people to take care of that kind of the database, which is completely in the soft form. Right. I think so. There, the youngsters, they can just look at and then learning as much as possible by using various the modes of online modes. As you said rightly, Swayam or even Coursera. There are many courses are there which the students, because NEP is giving that much the freedom and autonomy, the learners can choose the courses as per their choice, and they can just come out with their own the degree and then match themselves with the industry requirements and then find wonderful career and then the professional growth. I think there we can understand this question.
Absolutely, sir. I totally agree with you. And the students also have a challenge here, bridging their talent with what the degree is giving you and what the industry is looking from you. These two.
Yeah, right. So any more questions? Because it is a time to wind up.
So there was a question in chat bot. In the chat box, there was a question.
One more question?
That was in chat box. One Debashish Bhattabyal.
Okay, right.
Sir, it's done actually. Like we have like our timings. So
Yeah. So maybe I think the students, they can keep in touch with resource persons with the permission from the Anila madam. So we will keep in touch because we are professionals and we are not far away. We are very near to all of you, the my dear students. And please reach us at any time, any resource persons for clarifications. We are very happy to answer your questions. Since the time is beyond our limit, and we are with all permissions, we'll try to close it, right? And you please take over and then complete the last rituals. Thank you so much.
thank you, sir, for such a thought-provoking and truly enriching session. Your expert moderation has provided us with all the valuable insight. I now have the distinct honor of inviting Dr. Anila Thomas, Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Tourism and Travel Management at Jyoti Nivas College Autonomous, to propose the vote of thanks and bring this insightful section to its formal conclusion.
Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. William Arthur Ward. The distinguished panelists for the day, Most Reverend Dr. Sister Mary Louise Sayers, Principal Jyotinavas College Autonomous, Bangalore, eminent delegates, participants from various states across India, and my dear students. Deliberations of today's session have been intellectually stimulating, policy relevant, and future oriented. As India moves steadily towards the centenary of independence, under the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, tourism stands at a critical juncture where it must evolve beyond traditional framework and emerge as a strategic pillar of national transformation. This panel meet has truly reflected that spirit of reimagination and responsibility. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks at the conclusion of this insightful and inspiring session. I take this opportunity to place on record my profound appreciation towards the valuable contributions of many on the occasion of National Level Tourism Virtual Panel Meet, addressing the theme Repositioning Tourism in the Vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, Strategic Frameworks for Innovation, Connectivity, and Global Leadership. First and foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished panelists who have graciously shared their invaluable knowledge and insights with us today. It's indeed a great learning experience to interact with and truly appreciate the gracious presence of each one of you. I express and acknowledge my deepest appreciation to Professor Sandeep Kulsrestha, Senior Professor and Director, Center for Ecological Adventure, Health and Cultural Tourism, Central University of Himachal Pradesh, who took time out of the demanding work schedules to join us. Your commitment to sharing your expertise, despite your many obligations, speak volumes about your dedication to fostering exchange of ideas and collaboration in tourism and hospitality industry. Your insightful session highlighting skill development required amongst tourism stakeholders highlighted the pressing need of capacity building, professional competencies, and stakeholder integration to strengthen the tourism network. Your practical and strategic perspective have provided valuable direction for future-ready tourism professionals. Thank you, sir, for your gracious presence. I take this opportunity to express and acknowledge my heartfelt gratitude to our moderator for the panel meet, Professor Yengla Venkatrao, sir, Professor, Department of Tourism Studies, School of Management, Pondicherry University, whose guidance and leadership kept the discussions intensive and on track. Sir, your scholarly perception and balanced moderation ensured that the discussions remained focused, insightful, and engaging. Sir, we are deeply indebted to you for generously sharing your time and acknowledge your constant support. It's my honor to express my appreciation and gratitude to Professor Prashant Kumar Gautam, Professor, University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University. I sincerely thank for your enlightening session on understanding sustainable development goals and its application in tourism. Your presentation clearly connects global sustainability frameworks with practical tourism applications, reinforcing the sector's responsibility toward inclusive and sustainable growth. Prashant sir, sincerely appreciate your esteemed presence and involvement for the session. Further, I would like to express my warm appreciation to Professor Adyasha Das, Professor, Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, IITTM Bhubaneswar Chapter. Ma'am, your thought-provoking session on reimagining experiential tourism through Indian knowledge systems, pathway to Viksit Bharat 2047, have beautifully articulated how indigenous wisdom and experiential tourism can collectively shape a culturally rooted and globally competitive tourism model. Thank you, ma'am, for gracing the session with your esteemed presence. Special appreciation and gratitude to Professor Shaiju PJ, Professor, Department of History of Art, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. We are deeply grateful to you for the session on destination competence and smart tourism. Your scholarly insights into smart destination framework, governance models, and technological adaptability enrich our understanding of competitiveness in the digital era. So we deeply appreciate the time and effort you dedicated to share your knowledge with us today. Special acknowledgement to Professor Binoy. He couldn't join with us because of the busy schedule. Sir, your involvement will be continuing, and we would like to sorry. Because of the busy schedule, Professor Binoy couldn't join us, but surely we will be reaching back and getting the inputs in. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Mahendra Reddy, Associate Professor and HOD, Department of Tourism and Hotel Management, Central University of Karnataka. Heartfelt gratitude for your dynamic session on translating Vision 2047 into action through tourism, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Your emphasis on startup networking, innovation-driven models, and youth-led entrepreneurship provided a practical roadmap for converting national vision into measurable outcomes. Thank you, Mahendraji, for your valuable participation and for bringing diverse viewpoints to the panel. With a deep sense of appreciation, I thank our dear principal, Dr. Sister Mary Louise Sayers, for the patronage and guidance throughout the whole process in making this event a successful one. I also extend my deepest appreciation and thanks to Sister Nalini Cruz, Manager, Jyoti Nivas College Autonomous, for the valuable support and encouragement. I extend my sincere and profound gratitude to Sister Sajita, Administrator, for being very supportive and for the timely guidance extended in organizing this event. A special acknowledgement goes to Dr. Carol Stanley, IQAC Coordinator, Jyoti Nivas College Autonomous, for the continuous support and guidance rendered, ensuring everything it is coordinated smoothly. Your attention to detail has greatly contributed to the success of today's session. I would also like to take a moment to express our gratitude to all sisters of Jyoti Nivas community, faculty members from various departments of the institution, non-teaching and support staff for extending their support in organizing the session. I would like to take this opportunity to place on record my sincere thanks to Mr. Praveen, Mr. Basil, Mr. Richard, and Mr. Khalil and the entire team for their seamless management of the virtual platform, ensuring uninterrupted connectivity and smooth transition throughout the session. Your silent yet significant contribution has been instrumental in the flawless execution of this program. Well, an event like this requires meticulous planning and execution, and I am fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated faculty and students of my department, Tourism Department, who coordinated in organizing this event. I thank everyone for their involvement and their willingness to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. Last but not the least, I express my warmest appreciation to our audience, both in person and in virtual, who joined us from various institutions across the country. Your presence reflects the collective academic commitment toward repositioning tourism as a benchmark for innovation, sustainability, and global excellence. Finally, I express my heartfelt gratitude to Lord Almighty for making today's event a resounding one. With His blessing and grace, we are able to make this event a successful one. Once again, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. And now I would like to invite Ms. Sariya for concluding the remarks.
This was indeed a very deeply insightful and beneficial discussion. Today's discussion has explored how innovation, inclusivity, and intentionality will be the three key pillars of our tourism sector. One important takeaway is clear. Repositioning tourism is not just an economic choice, but a sovereign necessity for the India of 2047. Thank you so much, dear audience. Kindly note, online participants can receive their certificates and feedback form through the link shared in the chat box. Students of JNC will receive their certificates and feedback form through the link shared in the WhatsApp group. Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you very much, the organizers, and especially sisters community in Jyoti Nivas. And I'm also thankful to all my, the fellow resource persons for sharing their wonderful the content on this national level panel, panel discussions. Thank you, Anna.